And it's just not Amber. Ernestine irking my nerves because a man that lost Joe got you fired. You now messing with, and he's messing around with a whole nother female, and you're accepting it. Sonny, when it comes to Melissa, and the fact that you're accepting it, the fact that you still want Mike after Mike just said to you he wants to be with Sonny, he's messing around with a whole bunch of women. It's no different than when it come to Shayla and when it come to her mama. All this stuff just irks my nerves. Why it irks my nerves? Because this is sad how women are being represented. That women cannot be without a man. Women cannot live without a man. Women cannot survive without a man. It's really getting on my nerves. It's irking my nerves. I don't know why people just can't sit still and just wait till God bring you whatever's supposed to be brought to you. Because at the end of the day, I tell people, when you in a situation, something new is going to begin, but it can't until you move forward, until you close the chapter of that situation, including the emotions that go with it. You can't move forward. And that is the problem. Everybody thinks, oh, I'm over it. I don't want to be with him no more. Yes, you do. You clearly still want to be with this particular individual. You do. You want to be with this individual. So at the end of the day, I don't know why y'all keep saying, I don't want to be with my ex. Yes, you do, because you still got feelings for your ex. Y'all think that feelings are just, I love him. No, it's also you hate him. Any negative or positive feelings you got for that person, you still got feelings for them. If they come back and they apologize, you're going to take them back. You're going to take them back. Why? Because you still got feelings for that person. What you want is for this person to apologize and do whatever. And they ain't going to do that. Honey, the one thing about negative people, they're never going to give you the apology that you want. And they never are going to ever be what you want them to be. It's just like all the people that you gave money to that you ain't never going to get your money back. Ain't no point of being mad about that. Because at the end of the day, you gave it to them. And like they said, it's considered a gift in the eyes of the court. So you gave it to them as a gift. If you felt like you could afford to give it to them, you gave it to them. Even though you couldn't afford it. Now you in a bad situation. Don't give away anything that you can't afford. So as for, like I said, all of these females, Erica, all of them, I got an issue with every last one of them. Because I don't understand. Let me go here with Lawrence. DC asked Lawrence what is his intention with Erica. He told him, I want to marry her. And if I really didn't want to marry her, I wouldn't be able to deal with you. DC is in his feelings about that, but yet you talking to a whole nother female that Erica don't know about. So you're going to ruin her relationship, and then she come back to you, you now with a whole nother female. Erica, stop giving that man so much access. Y'all need to go to court and see how many, and plus she about to be 18. So I don't know why they making it seem like this should be happening with a 16-year-old girl. No. At this point, they should be leaving each other alone at this point. When that child turns 12 years old, it shouldn't even be like it was when they were younger. When they get 13 years old, nope, you come pick them up. We can communicate. But as far as you coming in here disrespecting, all it is, DC wants Erica to be alone the rest of her life. And whenever he go out there, she just sitting there waiting on him. And then when he decide he want to act right or he need a place to stay, he can come back to her. That's the thing. Everybody want a seat filler. Somebody that's going to be there. Every time they screw up, they can always come back to you. That's what they want. Just like when Anthony said, you supposed to be my piece. No, you want somebody that's going to sit there and say whatever it is that you want to hear and not be honest with you and not tell you the truth. And that's what you want. Mike out here being a whore and don't even know if Hulk's girl is pregnant. I got a feeling she's going to be pregnant and that baby going to be his. And that's really going to piss him off. So at the end of the day, they really irking my nerves with this, seriously, because it don't make no sense. Stuff like this happens, yes. But there are women that actually have learned from their mistakes that when men say, I don't want to be with you, I want friends with benefits, cool. We can be friends, we can be good, we can be whatever. Sex is off the table. Do you know how many men get pissed off when you tell them sex is off the table? No, sex is off the table. If we're going to be friends and we're going to be platonic, that's all it will ever be. And that's the only way I'm going to see you from this day forward. They get mad. Why? Because they don't want to be friends with you. They do want to sleep with you. They just don't want to date you. They just don't want to be seen with you. So they want to have sex with you, yes, but they don't want to be seen with you. Some of them, yes, they'll buy you gifts and so on and so forth, but that don't mean there is not other chicks he ain't doing the same thing with. Bottom line, the situation, like I said, it's insane how these skits irk my nerves so bad. They just irk my nerves. Why? Because it's not being realistic and it's not being truthful. Because there are women that actually have grown. And now they're not even worried about men at this point. They're not even worried about dating at this point. You're seeing a lot of women that are solo travelers, traveling by themselves. You see women that are out here getting their Stella got a groove back, meeting men, and just enjoying them for the moment, and then move forward. But yet and still, we ain't seeing that. But this also proves a point that just because you're a beautiful woman does not mean you're better than somebody that's unattractive. Because this, if you call it, will be unattractive behavior. Women that can't get a man that has no choice but to deal with it because they don't have options. Because men are not approaching them like this. These ain't the type of women that's in these circumstances, but yet it's still happening. But see, this is stuff that we're not seeing, that everybody don't want to talk about. The fact that these attractive women go through the exact same thing that unattractive women go through when they get older. So you think you're not eventually going to get ugly to that man? That eventually he's not going to find you attractive no more? Okay. That's why I said I cannot with these individuals. It's the lies for me. Everybody talking about men want a beautiful woman. No, you just want a beautiful woman because you want to be the man. You want a beautiful woman because every man's going to be envious of you. Not because you want her. I'm tired of y'all lying at this point. It's just like when I listen to men talk and I see the way they talk about women. Man, if beautiful women really sat back and really paid attention to how these men look at you, they're looking at you in a sexual manner. But then on the flip side, they put their hands on you because you still got men gawking over you. You still got men that are attracted to you. So yeah, they look at you that way, but then everybody else look at you the same way. Then they mad because you out here and you are basically still attracting men like that wasn't how you were when you met the man. I ain't got time for the nonsense. But like I said, something got to give him. And this is why I can't with the Country Wayne skits no more. Because, again, you got all these women and I can't stand this. Why not have it for what it is? Y'all never want to put women on that are considered unattractive, that have flaws and imperfections on these actual movies or any of these skits. All you want to put on there is somebody drop dead gorgeous who cannot relate to the actual stuff you put on there. Me personally, I'm not doing that. I ain't putting no beautiful person on them, especially when it comes to this stuff right here. Because it's unattractive women that go through this every single day. Why? Because they don't have options. That's a whole different conversation. It's something we need to talk about. Because there are a lot of unattractive women that really don't have options at all. No men approach them. No men want to date them. And when they do, it's just they want them to lift them up for the women that y'all got on these skits. But yet you don't want to talk about all the unattractive women that cannot help what they look like. They cannot help they got a disability. They cannot help the fact that they don't want to be like these females. That are actually good women that are not chosen because of what they look like. They can be good and bad, do all this stuff. These men don't even want to be seen with these women. And yet you want to have sex with them. You want them to pay your bills. And yet I'm seeing this in beautiful women. The women that shouldn't be going through this in the first place. Miss me, what y'all be talking about. Miss me with it. Because at the end of the day, I'm tired of y'all sitting up here lying and making it seem like beautiful women are the only ones that don't need a man. But the ones that really cannot get a man, y'all don't put on these shows. You don't. You only put the women on the shows who can get any man they want that don't need to be on these shows, and yet they are.